out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life goes lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
After an amazing race last week at Daytona, we come this week to the world's fastest closed course circuit, Talladega Superspeedway, for round number 6 of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight, running solo. And I'm not afraid to admit that I'm a little bit terrified for doing a solo one for my first time in about 4 years. So bear with me, folks. The fun and excitement is going to be abound. As looks like about 2 minutes left in the hot lap session. James Lowe currently sitting atop the pile with a 51.42. Shane Posey sitting right there as well. Ryan Decker, Chris Worrell, Ed DeBoer, and Logan Rhodes rounding out your top 5 currently as we sit. I'm counting 25 trucks here tonight at Talladega. In case you didn't get enough Talladega truck racing last night with the TNT Truck Series, And we know how that one finished. These guys are going to be sure to put on a show. Now, we have been hearing from some of the drivers. This is the first time they've been in the truck since the new update came out for the truck last week. And some of these drivers are a little bit hesitant right now. The truck definitely feels a lot different than it has in the past. As a matter of fact, we are going to actually reach out. And if I can find who the heck I want to talk to, we are going to reach out to the driver of the number 6, Balls Garana Toyota. That, of course, is going to be... let me find him here. There he is.
I'm in here.
In the mix, hanging there at the back. We got Chris Worrell. And Chris, we've been receiving reports that the truck feels a ton different since the latest update than it has in the past.
Yeah, so far, if you get hit pretty hard, it's hard to save. If the tires get sliding, the front tires lose grip, and it's just an arrow to a dartboard. It seems like it's really hard to save if you get like hit pretty hard or turned the wrong way. It's a lot harder than the last truck, that's for sure.
Well, that was something we were seeing last night. Is all the mistakes were coming from bump drafts that weren't just about inch perfect. But as far as once you were able to lock bumpers, it seemed like you were able to stay there a lot more easily than we have seen in the past.
Yeah, I was just getting ready to say that. The upside of it, though, it's harder to save if you get in a wreck. The upside is if you're pushing, you can do a lot of damage there. That's not the word I should use. You can make a lot of time up, especially with three trucks I've just seen. If you got somebody pushing, like the pusher can get pushed, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Have like a little 3-lane train going.
Yeah, that was something we did see.
Fast.
We were able to see that last night too in the TNT Truck Series. But Chris, I'm going to let you get to qualifying. Best of luck to you tonight, and hopefully we're talking to you in about 100 laps.
Thanks, brother. Catch you later.
Never a dull moment when I got Chris Worrell in the booth with me. Chris, unfortunately, I'm unable to move you back to Balls Racing.
That's fine, brother. I'll just stand here with you and give you the on-track information as I race.
Okay, I'm going to have to figure out how to reach through the computer and choke you if you keep talking like that. Anyways, yeah, let's not do that. Chris Worrell, everybody, never a dull moment when we have that man in the booth. But speaking of which, Chris out on track right now, as we are going to go to that view. Chris not on track right now, but we will take a look at the driver of the number 5, the Xfinity 5 tonight, and of course Mark Mcfadden in the Jawbone Motorsports Ford F-150, as he is coming down to start his first flyer. One flying lap for these guys tonight, as currently showing Dan Stein in the 87 out on track as well. Now, Dan did go purple in the first sector, coming around out of turn number 4 to complete his first flyer. Justin Sumner just went purple in his first sector as well in the 94 tonight. And you guys are going to have to bear with me. It's been a while since I've done a Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series race. As first time starting to trickle in, Stein goes to the top of the pile at 55.95. Joe Gautier, Cujo himself, in the 67. Going to go third quick as Justin Sumner jumps up 55.93. Marcus Adams, big shocker there in that Balls Garana number 31, goes second quick. They're always quick, that Balls Garana team. Josh Carver in the 33, coming out of turn number 4, was purple on his first sector as well. Carver's going to go second quick. And this is one I've been waiting to see. Brian Chu in that Safe Light Toyota Tundra. And Chu is a Superspeedway specialist. We know him from the Sunday ISNF Cup Series. But Chu, not afraid to mix it up on the speedways, has been doing quite well here this season. Greg Marconi out on track right now in the Boilermaker. Now, I believe his Boilermakers did make it to the big dance for the NC2A men's basketball tournament. And if your bracket's been busted already, don't feel bad. You're not alone. A lot of brackets got busted yesterday. Let's see how many more get busted by the end of the night tonight. Marconi just getting up to speed now. Chu going to go 10th quick on his lone flyer. Nick Wing in that Rainbow Warriors throwback. Currently on his first flyer. Marconi goes 11th quick across the stripe. And it looks like those are going to be our only people to actually post times. Nick Wing going to be the last one to post a time. Nobody else out on track right now. Not enough time to get one up to speed and crank off a flyer. As Wing comes through the tri-oval. Going to be decent. How decent? 9th quick. And that is going to do it for the qualifying session as time getting ready to expire here. So that is going to be that. As qualifying runs out, time to grid them up. We got Justin Sumner in the Black Car Mafia number 94, going to be starting up on the point. He's going to be joined on the front row with Rev Motorsports' Josh Carver in the 33. Row 2 is going to see two men who have done a lot of battling here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. Marcus Adams, your defending series champion. He's going to be joined with the 3 of Ryan Decker. Dan Stein and Jimmy Green rolling off in row number 3. Row 4 is going to see two teammates, Cujo, Joe Gautier, and Mark, the Canadian crippler Mcfadden, going to be rolling off in row 4. Nick Wing and Jonathan Christian going to roll off in row 5. Row 6 gives us Brian Chu and Greg Marconi. Row number 7 is going to go to Michael Anthony and Chris Worrell, 2 more Balls Garana teammates. James Lowe and Brandon Wilson going to be rolling off in row number 8. Row 9 is going to go to Shane Posey and Brendan Lawless. Ed DeVore and Adam McKinney in row 20. Row 10, row 11 is going to see Jason Papp and Logan Rhodes, John LeBombard, and Brad Mashburn starting shotgun on the field. And starting by his lonesome back there in 25th is going to be our very good friend Brian Tarnowski for Jawbone Motorsports. So 25 trucks scheduled to roll it off here tonight. Most of them on track right now as the field getting ready to roll off behind the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Let's take a quick look at our weather conditions here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. 72-degree ambient air temperature, only a 2-mile-an-hour wind, relatively calm conditions here tonight. The one thing we do need to keep an eye on, though, is 102-degree track temperature under partly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny. And you can see the sun just beating down on this track right now as the field starts to roll it. So you heard from Chris Worrell earlier. We've been receiving reports all night during the practice session. And you heard Chris say that it's a little less stable once you get it sideways, but if you can get 2 trucks that are hooked up straight, bumper to bumper, almost inch perfect as far as trying to hook bumpers, you're going forward, and you're going forward quickly, and 3 trucks can work better now than they ever have before. So that's going to be something we're going to need to keep an eye on here tonight as the field worked its way down the Alabama Gang Super Stretch here at lovely Talladega, Alabama. I am excited to settle in for this one, as we are going to be turning them loose for 70 laps here tonight. Again, you are watching the Esports Broadcasting Network. Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series brought to you by our very good friends at Circle B Diecast, Midwest Motor Customs, ROWDY Energy, iRacing, iFlags, and Buttkicker. And, of course, our sponsor here at the Esports Broadcasting Network, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. As the pace truck makes that lazy left-hand turn to drop down below the mustard line, Sumner gonna have the field, has control of the field. The only thing that's left to do is wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness. Grandpa, pop a Viagra pill, because it's time to get it on at Talladega. Race fans, it's showtime! Side by side, they haul it off into turn number 1. Sumner on the low side, Carver on the high side. It's a bunch of threes up there as Carver and Decker working well together so far, trying to get that second lane formed up quickly. We saw it last night. If you can get a couple trucks up there that know how to push, you can go forward quickly. Right now, Carver has Marcus Adams with him on the low side. They've got Dan Stein up there as well. Stein quickly becoming one of the best pushers in the league in that number 87. Side by side off the turn number 4 banking. Sumner with the nose out front. Carver with a head of steam as they come through the tri-oval. Let's see if what we saw last night holds true tonight. And no, it's not. Give that lap to Sumner. Not by much, but give it to Sumner. As looks like they got a third lane starting to form up towards the back there. That's Chris Worrell and Greg Marconi. Not sure where they want to go yet. As everybody trying to find who their dance partner is going to be. As Carver breaks off of Decker, drops down in front of Sumner. Now Decker gets to work with the 23 of Jimmy Green as they come off the banking. The 33 of Carver going to have the momentum coming off the tri-oval section. Second lap goes to Carver as well. Decker, though, trying to make some headway, leading that second pack on the outside lane. John Christensen currently with the quick time of the race. I'm sure that's going to drop before too much longer here, though. As they're starting to fan out already, that was Mark Mcfadden in the 5, dropping down to the low lane to pick up Marcus Adams. As we saw those guys finish 1-2 in the season finale last season. So we know that they know how to work well together. As we got a third lane foreman on the high side, that's Marconi and Worrell trying to make it happen up there. And they've got a lot of help with Brandon Wilson in the 501. So third lane starting to rear its head early here at Talladega. Carver, Sumner, Decker, Adams, Green, Mcfadden, Marconi, Christian, Worrell, Lawless, Wilson, and Papp already up towards the front of this piece, running just outside the top 10. And that's something we see that the one of Jason Papp does on a regular basis. He'll start at the back and then just claw his way to the front. Very easy to do for someone that knows how to work the draft as well as Papp does. And Marcus Adams hung out to dry in the sucker hole in the middle of this thing. He's probably going to drop up or pull up behind his teammate. That is the 99 of James Lowe, as the caboose in that high lane right now. As Pap drops down to the middle, it looks like Ryan Decker has jumped up in front of the 31 of Adams to try to pick him up. Those two guys have worked very well together. Adams, one of the best pushers in the league, has been for multiple seasons now. That's part of the success that Balls Garana Racing has had here in the Superspeedway Series, is because of Lowe and Adams. Those two men know how to push trucks in front of them safely. Right now, another man that knows how to do it, Chris Worrell. You know you're in safe hands if you got Chris Worrell on your back bumper, especially in the early going, as Adams drops down in front of Decker. Adams with the head of steam on the low lane. Give the lap to Adams. All-important bonus point for the 31. Outside lane, still trying to make something happen. That third lane way up high. Adams going to swing up in front of Marconi. Tried to pick up Marconi and his teammate. So Balls Garana and Dudes Racing working well together here so far tonight, as that is Decker on the low side, currently showing the lead. And that is Brandon Lawless in the 38, dropping down in front of Decker there. And don't look now, but it didn't take this man long to get up towards the front. That is the ace of Jason Papp. Trying to make something happen in that middle lane with Shane Posey. Posey, known as a strong pusher, definitely knows how to lead and knows how to keep those engines cool, especially in the tight confines of pack racing that you're going to find here at Talladega Superspeedway. I do want to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat right now. If you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know that you're liking what you're seeing. Miss Vicky, thank you for joining us again. Shane Posey checking in, Jason Papp checking in. And in case you're wondering, folks, Vicky Copeland might be just a little bit biased to who she's pulling for tonight. That's Jason's mom. Happy to have you with us, Miss Vicky, and enjoy the show. As your son leading that second lane right now, looks like he's got the head of steam coming off the tri-oval. Give the lap to Papp. Just like that, Jason Papp already at the front of this piece. Drops down, lets Shane Posey get some clean air to the front of that very psychedelic-looking Toyota that he is driving tonight as he's leading that second lane. And Posey now with a head of steam, going to get the clear. Not so much now as Papp battles back on the low side. Posey on the high side, Papp on the low side. As what was 3 lanes now down to 2. Third lane not able to pay dividends yet, as Shane Posey's looking in his rear mirror and he realizes that he has Chris Worrell and Michael Anthony, who's already made some headway, as Marcus Adams jumps up to the third lane again, trying to make something happen up there. I would dare say the usual suspects at the front of this piece. Papp, Posey, Worrell, Lawless, Anthony, Decker, Lowe, Christian, Adams, McFadden, and Marconi rounding out your top 10. Joe Gautier, Brandon Wilson knocking on the door. And we've got one way off pace back there. That is the 55 of Brian Tarnowski. Brian electing to pit start after we got going here tonight. Worrell now with the nose out front on the low lane as he drops down in front of Papp. All important bonus point. Worrell currently showing the way. Sorry about that, folks. As Tarnowski doing what they recommend you do in this league. If you're a lap vehicle, stay to the high side. Good news is, if you're Brian Tarnowski, that is your teammate jumping up to pick you up. That is Shane Posey. Using a little bit of drafting help. He's going to jump up and pick up Tarnowski to try to help bring him along. These guys are picking him up and laying him down as we're getting ready to put 10 in the books. Michael Anthony leading that one in the 8. It is an all-balls Garana front 4 right now. Anthony, Lowe, Worrell, and Adams. First member of Dudes Racing, Jason Papp, sitting in the number 5 spot. Justin Sumner, Ryan Decker, Nick Wing, Jonathan Christian, and Mark Mcfadden rounding out your top 10 right now. As James Lowe now jumps up to the point. Lowe and Anthony leading both lanes right now. As Worrell working with Anthony, Adams working with Lowe. As they come off the banking, or come out of the tri-oval, give the lap to Lowe. As Shane Posey just resets the fast lap of the race with a 51.03. Take a look a little bit deeper in the pack. Was leading at one point. That is the 38 of Brandon Lawless, already dropping back and losing a little bit of time there. As just looking through the field to see if we got any other battles going on other than what's going on at the front of this. Lane's getting a little bit disorganized right now. Everybody kind of settling in to see exactly who they can work with, who they want to work with. As that is the 90 of Nick Wing forming up the high side there, trying to make something happen. He's got the 87 of Dan Stein right behind him. Worrell back to the point with the nose out front on that second lane. Getting a real good shove by defending series champion Marcus Adams right now. Worrell already up 13 from where he started. Your biggest mover, though, is this man in the 1, up 19 and climbing right now as he drops in behind James Lowe to push the 99, coming off of the banking, coming off of turn number 4. Little 3-car dance at the front of this thing. As they were on the high side, now they're leading the caboose in that low lane right now. That is the 90 of Nick Wing jumping up to pick up Ryan Decker in the 3. Decker looking to get a good shove, and it looks like they've hung Papp and Lowe out to dry as the truck's behind them getting an amazing run to get back up there. Worrell drops down to the low lane to pick up Papp. As Decker with the nose out front, and he's going to get stuck in the sucker hole coming off of turn number 4. No help on his tailgate. Holds his line coming off of 4. That's going to let James Lowe, this man right here, get the good push from Jason Papp coming through the tri-oval. Lowe going to lead this one as they come across the stripe to put 15 of 70 in the books. And again, we do want to thank our good friends at CircleBDiecast.com for helping bringing you the action here tonight on the Esports Broadcasting Network. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you for round number 6 of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. And if you've got a special iRacer in your life, I know it's the spring holiday season coming up. Bar Mitzvah's coming up. Easter's coming up. Passover's coming up. And if you're looking for a gift for that special iRacer in your life, if you can get a copy of the paint scheme that they run, you can send that file to Circle B Diecast, and they can put that on a diecast model, so your racer can have a diecast of the vehicle they run in iRacing. We also need to thank our good friends over at Midwest Motor Customs. Greg Marconi and the boys can get you hooked up with a custom paint scheme if you want to have your iRacer race something special for you coming up here. Our good friends at ROWDY Energy, some of the best tasting sugar-free energy drinks on the market. iRacing iFlags, which is a great peripheral for the iRacer in your life. It's a box of LED lights that makes it very easy to tell when a caution comes out and when we're going to green. If we're on the white flag lap, so be it. And no racing rig is complete without a butt kicker. Justin Sumner right now leading that second lane, not getting a good shove yet. Give the lap to this man, Ryan Decker in the Oreos, number 3. Decker, Worrell, Lowe, Posey, Adams, Pap, Sumner, Lawless, Stein, and Gautier rounding out your top 10 right now as Decker jumps up to the extreme high line. Got a couple trucks into the wall down the middle of the back straightaway. Looks like the 94 and the 87. So Sumner and Stein getting into the wall, just a little bit of brush down the back chute. As Shane Posey in that psychedelic Toyota Tundra now showing the way. He's in a drag race with Chris Worrell in that high lane. Worrell getting a really good push right now from his teammate as they are trying to help Brian Tarnowski get his lap back the hard way. And Tarnowski's around. .501 caught up in that one. Looks like the 53 caught up in that one. Let's go back and take a look at what happened there. And they're already crashing there. So let's... Coming across the stripe, Tarnowski he tried to follow Marcus Adams down there and unfortunately just ran out of room, got into Posey, and then boom goes the dynamite. Ouch. Brandon Wilson catching a huge piece of that one. Let's see what the wide cam gave us here. As we are going to go back. It's already started here. Marconi catching a hip check. Everybody doing a great job getting woed down for the most part. Quite a few trucks involved in that one, though. Adam McKinney, Jonathan Christian, Brad Mashburn, Shane Posey, Brian Tarnowski, and Brandon Wilson all involved in that one. Let's take a look at what happened to Chris Worrell here. And it looks like Chris just checked up to not get popped for passing the pace car. And we are seeing wholesale pit stops throughout the field as we are now back live. And there we go, wholesale pit stops. Everybody racing to get into their box. Justin Sumner in, Nick Wing in and now out. Looks like Wing's going to win the... Wing never stopped in his box. So winning the battle off pit road is going to be this man who got the monkey off his back at the season finale last season. The man out of Surrey, British Columbia. And no, you're not seeing things, folks. That really does say he's 73 years old, but he sure as heck doesn't race like it. Races like a 20-year-old, if you ask me. As that is Mark Mcfadden in the 5, winning the battle off pit road. Now, Wing electing to come down pit road to come down the next lap to get his service done so he can drop to the back. That's a tactic that Wing has used quite often here in the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series as doing his best to try to stay out of trouble. But I'm seeing Josh Carver still in the pits. Jason Papp is still in the pits. Brian Chu, James Lowe, McKinney and Mashburn coming back in. Tarnowski and Posey both still towing. So going to be a little bit of time before those guys get out there. As we are going to step away real quick here to hear a word. No, we're not. We are going to stay live with these guys. And there goes Wing peeling off to go down pit road. That's going to hand the lead of the race over to Mark Mcfadden. So, Mcfadden, Sumner, Gautier, Stein, Logan Rhodes, DeBoer, Adams, Green, LeBombard, and it looks like Brian Chu did get some damage repaired on that Safelite Toyota Tundra. A little bit of front end damage on that truck, nothing major though. John LeBombard looks like he took a race truck to the face though, as lights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. And again, I wanted to thank everybody for joining us in the live chat here tonight. And again, let us know who you're pulling for. And if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps us share this video with the world. Really helps the YouTube algorithm. As we do have a special race coming up tomorrow night. And if I could ask my good friend Triple R 3R up there in the chat, as he knows more about that race coming up tomorrow night than I do. So James, if you could let the folks know what is coming up tomorrow night, because I just do not have the information readily available for that race. But I do know that we do have a quadruple header. You heard me correctly. Quadruple header coming up on Sunday. The first two races are the only ones that I'm actually 100% certain about, because I'm going to be in the booth with Jason Sauford for both of those. We are going to be at returning with the iFormula Series as they go to their next round at the Hungaroring at 3:30 Eastern Time, followed by a 5:30 Eastern Time start for the ISNF Cup Series as they go to their next round at Dover. So Katie bar the door as the pace truck peels on off. Mcfadden has the button as they work their way into the Geico restart zone. Mcfadden can go anytime he wants to, and he's got some real friendly faces behind him. That, of course, is his teammate, Cujo, Joe Gautier, right there. So two of the Jawbone Motorsports trucks at the front of this piece right now, as Justin Sumner and Dan Stein trying to make something happen in that second lane. Pretty chopped up start there, as we do have a little bit of separation, especially in that outside lane. A lot of trucks lined up in the inside lane, and a lot of trucks already still sitting behind pit wall trying to get some damage repaired. Sumner and Stein with a good head of steam down the super stretch here at Talladega. We're working lap 22 of 70 for the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series. 70 lapper here at at Talladega. Round number 6 in their season. As this man currently shows the way out of Twin Cities, Georgia. That is the 94 Justin Sumner. And here comes Dan Stein in that second lane. Give the lap to Dan Stein. Part of the Pennsylvania posse out of Lock Haven. I spent a night in Lock Haven 1 month. And we've got a third lane really starting to form up now. That is, of course, led by the 8 of Michael Anthony. He's got his Balls-Garana teammate Chris Worrell working with him as they drop down in front of Stein with a head of steam coming off of turn number 4. The two Balls Out Racing Toyotas trying to make it happen right now in that second lane. They've got a Chevy and a Ford trying to battle back against them as Anthony with the nose out front as they come out of the tri-oval. They've got Mark Mcfadden on the extreme high line. Give the lap to Anthony, and it's going to be lights out for the rest of them if the 31 of Adams could get down there with his two Balls-Garana teammate members as they're jumping up to pick him up. So 3 Yodas, a Ford, and a Chevy at the front of this piece right now as Joe Gautier and Joe Gautier swings out now in the middle lane. The Las Vegas native jumps up, and we're 4 wide through turns 3 and 4. Wisely, the 38 of Brandon Lawless backs out of that one. Could sense it coming. Worst thing you can hear your spotter say in this sim racing is 3 wide, you're the meat. As right now, the 94, Justin Sumner, the Georgia native, currently shows the way. Dan Stein hanging tough in the sucker hole with no help. He's just got a giant hole around him. And iRacing is one of the only sims where that actually works. Being as there's a lot less wind resistance coming up through the middle, as Sumner going to just bail out there, and that is going to hand the lead of the race over to Mcfadden as Anthony gets a good shove down the back straightaway from his two Balls-Garana teammates. Adams just barely getting the clear on Dan Stein to drop down in time. Anthony now shows the way. He's going to drop down to throw the block on Adams. That's going to let Morrell and on Mcfadden. Adams and Morrell are going to get the run in that second lane. They now get the clear, and they're going to drop down and hang Dan Stein out to dry. Chris Morrell to the point out of Suffolk, Virginia. A lot of good racing going on at the front of this piece right now as we are currently working lap 26 of 70. Last time these people were down pit road was about 6 laps ago, so I dare say we're 15, 20 laps from seeing the next round of green flag pit stops as they haul it down the super stretch here at Talladega, Alabama. Worrell, Adams, Anthony, Mcfadden, Chu, Stein, Gautier, Papp, Lawless, and Sumner. Your top 10 right now as it's right around this man, Dan Stein, and you can see the heavy damage on the one of Jason Papp. Heavily involved in that first caution that came out. Absolutely nowhere to go. Papp just caught a race car to the face and unfortunately has a ton of damage on that Camping World Chevy Silverado. A little bit further back, Ryan Decker trying to make something happen at the tail end of that second grouping right now as he is working with Josh Carver in the 33, Ed DeBoer in the 24, as they're trying to make some headway right now. And it looks like that's the 90 of Nick Wing working with Greg Marconi right now. Wing and Marconi, the last 2 trucks being scored on the lead lap up there as they pick up the 13. That's Adam McKinney in that Toyota TRD 13. You can see the heavy front end and right front fender damage on that 13. Heavily involved in that first melee. A little bit of pancaking going on the left side of Marconi's Indiana Boilermaker number 12. And the field getting pretty single filed out right now. Everybody kind of minding their P's and Q's. They realize racing 2x2x2x2 is as fun as it may be. It gets a little white knuckling there after a while. Currently working lap 28 of 70. Laps just clicking off very quickly here as we are back at the front of this piece, joined with those three Balls-Garana teammates running stem to stern at the front of this one. Mark Mcfadden, Joe Gautier, 2 of the Jawbone Motorsports trucks running 3rd and 4th. And then you've got the independent of Brandon Lawless sitting back there in 6th. Justin Sumner in 7th. Brian Chu, an unofficial Balls-Garana teammate member, in 8th. Now, Chu and Worrell are teammates in the ISNF Sunday Night Cup Series. So those two men know how to work well together. They did it the last time we were at a plate track. As a matter of fact, that was last Sunday. They worked very well together, working their way through the field multiple times. So if Chu can get up there, I guarantee you that those Balls Guarana team trucks at the front of this piece are going to welcome him with open arms, as we are just clicking them off here tonight. As, again, who are you pulling for? Shane Posey, you can't be too mad. That was a lot of good, hard racing that you guys were just doing. So no sense in being real mad about anything like that. Again, just good, hard racing. Things happen. And things are happening at the front of this piece. It's Michael Anthony jumping up to the extreme high lane to get some clean air to that radiator. That truck was starting to run hot with as much as he was sucked up behind Worrell. He's going to let Adams get up there now, as, you know, that's the only downside to this latest model that has come out. It does seem to heat up just a little bit quicker than they've had it do in the past to them. Worrell continues to show the way at the front of this piece. Marcus Adams, your defending series champion, currently sits in second place. Mark Mcfadden right up there as well. And I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, I forgot to mention what the point standings currently look like, as I am bringing those up on my end right now so I can at least talk to you folks about them. As not a lot of moving and shaking going on towards the front. As, come on. Again, Josh Carver winning the last race at Daytona. Currently sitting atop the leaderboard. And he's actually left the session, is the 501 of Brandon Wilson. Coming in tonight, 12 points to the good over the 1 of Jason Papp. James Lowe coming in tonight in third place, only 3 points off of Papp. You're 6 more back to Ed DeBoer, Ryan Decker, and we've got one around. That's your defending series champion, Marcus Adams. What on earth happened there? Looks like oh my. Looks like a bump draft gone wrong for John LeBombard, as he got sent. Dan Stein bump drafting him all wrong, sends him up the track, sends him down the track. Oi. LeBombard into both walls. Let's take a look at what happened with Marcus Adams here. We are on board with Marcus Adams right now. Coming down the back straight, and this is exactly what Adams saw. Boom goes the dynamite. Everybody taking evasive action. This is what Ryan Decker saw on that one. Able to get that thing woed down just in time, taking evasive action. And that's about the only good thing about Talladega over Daytona. The biggest advantage is the infield back straightaway is paved here at Talladega, so you can make moves like that to try to save these trucks. As we are going to go back live now. Looks like Adams has decided to put it on the hauler. Marconi going to win the battle off pit road. Actually, Marconi stayed out. Nick Wing stayed out. First one to actually come down and get service. Mark Mcfadden, fuel only for the 5. Looks like fuel and lefts for Jason Papp. Joe Gautier took 4 in fuel. Brandon Lawless took 4 in fuel. Justin Sumner took 4 in fuel. Ryan Decker, 4 in fuel. Michael Anthony, Logan Rhodes. Jimmy Green getting a little damage repair on the 23. Dan Stein for damage repair. Brian Chu, Josh Carver, Ed DeBoer, and Adam McKinney all getting damage repair. Looks like Worrell getting a little bit of damage repaired on the 6. As John LeBombard and Marcus Adams have both decided to call no mas and put him on the haulers for tonight. So last car still running is this man here out of Waukesha, Wisconsin, the 55 of Brian Tarnowski. Last truck still running back in 21st. Still has a lot of time to make up some ground, though, as the next 2 trucks in front of him in the standings are on the hauler. That's LeBombard and Adams. A little bit of pit strategy starting to play out here, as the lights should be going out on the pace truck this next time by. And let's call it. We had a pretty decent green flag run there. And unfortunately, Miss Vicky, I'm just looked at the points coming in tonight. Brandon Wilson was 12 points to the good over Jason. But your boy is up there, and so far qualified for the, I understand he won twice. But it was the 2 times that he finished outside of the top 5 that he didn't win. That's where Brandon Wilson has gotten him in points. Now, after tonight, that's definitely going to change, because Brandon's out early. Jason's still in this. So Jason should leave tonight with the point standings. And those of you wondering what the heck I'm talking about, Miss Vicky Copeland was asking about the point standings in the live chat. Again, let us know who you're pulling for here tonight as we watch the Circle B Diecast round number 6 of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway series, brought to you by Midwest Motor Customs, Rowdy Energy, Buttkicker, and iRacing iFlags. As Mcfadden and Papp are going to have control of the field as we get ready to turn them back loose, as lights are out on the Chevy Silverado pace truck, the official pace truck of iRacing. Mcfadden's going to have the button one more time in the 5. And it's time for good news, bad news. Bad news, Jason Papp has a lot of front-end damage. Good news, he's got a lot of help behind him with Michael Anthony in the 8 right there as well. As the field works its way through the tri-oval and into the Geico restart zone, Mcfadden has the button. He's got his teammate Joe Gautier right there with him.
Green, green, green.
Green flag comes back out, and we are back underway. 36 laps in the books. 35 laps in the books. Currently working lap 36 of 70, so just past the halfway mark. Mcfadden showing the way. Gautier giving him a good shove down the back straightaway. Little bit of jumbling going on there. Guys were looking to change lanes, and unfortunately, spotters could not call clear at all. As the Canadian and Las Vegas connection of Mcfadden and Gautier showing the way right now, and then you got the Florida native Brian Chu trying to make something happen by his lonesome in that second lane coming through the tri-oval. Little bit of sketchiness for Gautier. That's going to check Chu up ever so slightly, give Mcfadden a way to hang into the lead, as here comes Michael Anthony to try to help Chu on that second lane. Chu's going to drop down in front of Decker and in between Decker and Pap. As the field works its way down the super stretch, we've got some three wide action going on back here right around Chris Worrell, as they're trying to get that deal sorted out. Looks like the 8 of Anthony going to drop to the tail end of the grouping. Mcfadden, though, continues to show the way at the front. Ryan Decker trying to close in on the 18 of Chu in front of him. Decker, the last truck in the top 5, as he now gets shuffled out. As Chris Worrell leading that second lane right now. Mark Mcfadden, I know that's going to make Miss Sally happy, as Mcfadden continues to show the way here at Talladega in that Xfinity Ford F-150. Worrell, though, with a head of steam on the second lane, getting a lot of help from Brandon Lawless right now. And we talked to Chris Worrell during the pre-race there, and we did hear that if you can get two trucks locked up like Mcfadden and Gautier are on that low lane, you can make something happen with the two-car tango, as they commonly have been referring to it as. Worrell, though, with the nose out front, getting a good shove from Dan Stein right now. Working lap 39 of 70 here at Talladega, Alabama. Jason Papp's going to jump up behind Stein to try to help the second lane, as Stein and Worrell going to drop down to the low side, still in lockstep. Stein's got to be careful, because that engine in that Chevy Silverado has got to be getting warm by now. Worrell's going to jump up to give Stein some clean air, as now Stein's going to get pushed by Mcfadden. Worrell jumps up to pick up Jason Papp to help the wounded front end on that Camping World Chevy Silverado. As Joe Gautier finally is going to have to break off to try to get some clean air to the front of his Chevy now, as they work their way down the super stretch. Stein with a nose out front, though. And now Gautier with a nose out front. A lot of clean racing, a lot of good racing, a lot of hard racing here tonight so far. Now, mind you, we have not seen the money stop, as we are going to be 30 to go at the stripe. You're not making it 30 laps here tonight on a Tank and Go Fast, I can promise you that. So, being as these men were just down pit road on lap 34, we only had about 6 laps under anger, or since the last time they were down pit road. So that being said, we're probably going to see pit stops here, I dare say, sometime within the next 10 laps, though. As you should be able to make 20 laps here on the fuel fill that they've got in these trucks tonight. So Joe Gautier in the 67 shows the way. Biggest mover is still going to be this man. Second truck in that outside lane. That is the Camping World 1 of Jason Papp. should be leaving here with the points lead after tonight's competition. As here comes Worrell trying to make something happen in that second lane. Pap, the only one stayed up there with him. Marconi in the 12, starting to make some headway as he gets his recovery drive underway. But still, give the lap to this man, the Las Vegas, Nevada's Joe Gautier. As we've only got 19 cars of the 25 that started left running right now, and only 17 of them are left on the lead lap. So we are going to take a quick rundown through the field. Joe Gautier currently leads it. Dan Stein sitting in second place. That is that second truck in line. Mission for Nutrition number 87. Then you have the lone Canadian in the field tonight, Mark Mcfadden in the 5. Here comes Brian Chu in the 81, the Rowdy Energy Series number 18, as he moves up into third, as he's got Chris Worrell with him on that second lane. And you've got Mark Mcfadden leading that little front car breakaway that's going on there. Jason Paps, Camping World 1, has definitely seen better days. They're going to need to reskin that truck before they take it back to one of the plate tracks. Greg Marconi, relatively clean. A little bit of a wow in the left front fender. And you can see a little bit of daylight leading to the hood right there. Then you've got Ryan Decker in that beautiful Oreos number 3. And then Nick Wings 90 sitting there as well. Justin Sumner in the IJW Designs number 97 is going to be sitting in 10th. Brandon Lawless in the I'm got it scored as the 38, but that's an 1-8 on the door. This is why we don't let tech officials drink while they hand out the transponders. As Lawless in the 18 being scored as the 38 currently sits in 12th. Michael Anthony in Lawless in 11th. Anthony in 12th. And you're a little back to these two drivers here. That is the 13 of McKinney and the 33 of Josh Carver. Logan Rhodes is 14, going to lead that final little grouping there of Rhodes, Jimmy Green, and Ed DeBoer. As looks like John Christensen in the 36 brought it down pit road. And in the free pass position is this man right now. That is the 55 of Brian Tarnowski. Back up at the front, Joe Gautier getting all he can handle from Chu on that second lane, as Chu's got Worrell just pushing on that tailgate. Again, two drivers that are teammates in the Sunday Night League, so you know they know how to work well together. A lot of trust between those two, as Chu drops down to let Worrell get some clean air to his radiator. Down the super stretch they come. Worrell with a nose out front, getting a good shove by the 94 of Sumner. Chu leading the low lane right now, as it's two Toyotas at the front, followed by the two Chevys, a Toyota and a Ford to round out your top six. If you're just joining us, got a couple of cautions under our belt, mostly for just minor issues. I'm not going to place blame on anybody, but there was definitely a glitch that took place earlier. Our cars were flipping and flying all over the damn place. Closest battle on track is this one for the lead of the race. That's Worrell on the low side. Chew all over his back bumper as the 94 of Sumner has Lawless with him on that second lane. Coming across the stripe, give the lap to Worrell. Up 13 from where he started. Biggest mover, though, is going to be that Interstate Batteries Toyota with the 1.8 on the door. And that is Brandon Lawless, as he is up 13. And make that Jason Papp being up 16 to the biggest mover of the night in the positive direction. So what do you say we do a little crank it up section here? We are going to we're going to go on board with our race leader just to see what Chris Worrell sees. So ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and turn it up. $19 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway. Tony Trapasso will open the booth with you tonight for round number 6 of the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, presented by Midwest Motor Customs, ROWDY Energy, iRacing, iFlags, and Buttkicker. Chris Worrell at the front of this one right now. Justin Sumner right there with him. Sumner started up on the pole. He's run up front most of the night. Worrell, though's got one of the best pushers around with Brian Chu helping him out at the front of this piece. Chu with a little bit of damage on that Safe Light Auto Glass Toyota Tundra in second place. As 3 of your top 4 are Toyotas. You know, I never really liked the way the Toyotas looked prior to this latest 3D model that they released for the iRacing server. I gotta admit, I kind of like the way that truck's looking now. I might have to get myself a Toyota. That is until iRacing decide, the boys at Fiat Chrysler decide to dig their heads out of their tuchus and actually get back to grassroots stock car racing, and iRacing scans us a Ram. Worrell, Sumner, Lawless, Chu, Gautier, Mcfadden, Adams, Papp, Marconi, and Decker, your top 10 right now. Only 2 trucks on that outside lane. That, of course, is the 94 and the 18. As green flag pit stop starting to happen. Worrell charges the line. Big grouping right there as we are 17 to go. Make that 16 to go as Sumner and company stay out. Marconi is staying out with him. Decker, Lawless, and Wing. So a 5-car grouping right there. That second lane is going to have to get it sorted out pretty darn quick if they're going to have any shot at those that are coming down pit road this current lap. Looks like rights in fuel for everybody except Joe Gautier and Mark Mcfadden. They took lefts in fuel. Everybody down and away in roughly the same amount of time, though. And here comes that second group to try to cut off the undercut. Decker going to lead the charge onto pit road, though. This man winning the battle off pit road for that first group. Chris Worrell. The question is, did Chris get too big of a jump? As Gautier with a head of steam right now. Michael Anthony's going to peel off and pick up Worrell. Gautier, though, able to make it look just that easy as he jumps to the front. Decker going to win the battle off pit road as it looks like Nick Wing may have gotten into Marconi. That's going to cost them a little bit of time as here comes that lead group. Oh, let the games begin. Worrell leading that second group now as he's got Michael Anthony with him on that low lane. This man, though, leads the race. Ryan Decker in the Oreos Chevy Silverado. Greg Marconi right now in a Chevy Sandwich at the front of this piece. 3-truck breakaway. 3 seconds to the good and climbing. As we are currently 14 laps to go. Looks like that second group finally getting in line. They should start to make some headway now. Three-truck breakaway at the front of this one. It's Decker, Marconi, and Wing. All 3 of those guys trying to make it happen as they are steadily pulling away from that second group, led by Worrell, Anthony, and Pap. So 14 of the 15 trucks on the lead lap. 14 of the 17 trucks on the lead lap. Currently running pillar to post right now, for the most part, except for that 3-truck breakaway. We are going to be 12 to go at the stripe. As your podium currently sits, it's these 3 men that you're seeing on your screen. Ryan Decker in the 3, Greg Marconi in the 12, and Nick Wing in the 90. But that 4-second gap is steadily dropping, led by this man in the number 6, Paul's ROWDY Energy Toyota Tundra. That is Chris Worrell, as that lead is now down to only 2.5 seconds up to Nick Wing. Take a look at the difference in speed hauling off into turn number 3. About 185 for your front 3, 193 for that group led by Worrell. Going to be 11 to go at the stripe. Can Decker hang on? We are going to find out. That's for darn sure. Decker Chevy currently leading the Ford of Marconi and the Chevy of Wing at the front of this piece. And then the gap was 1 3/4 seconds from Nick Wing back to this man, Chris Worrell. It'll be 10 to go at the stripe. A little bit of a gap forming with Worrell and Anthony. Jason Pap's very wounded Chevy currently sitting in the number 6 position. He's going to need a stronger push from Justin Sumner in the 94 if he's going to want to have any chance of this one tonight. And then the gap was down to 0.5 seconds. Ryan Decker continues to show the race. I can English, I promise, folks. Ryan Decker continues to show the way. Marconi and Wing rounding out your final steps of the podium. And here we go. Worrell swings it to the high side. Anthony goes with him. Head of steam for both of them. Able to use the draft to just about perfection. Coming off of turn number 4. Worrell, your new race leader as they come through the tri-oval to start. 9 to go. Your pole setter Justin Sumner in the 94 kind of hung out to dry up there. Zero help around him. He's trying to side draft so he doesn't lose all of that draft. Jason Papp with a head of steam and a lot of help from Brandon Lawless right now. Worrell going to continue to show the way. Anthony sitting in second. Ryan Decker in third. Marconi running out of time to try to get around the 3 trucks in front of him. And here comes the 94 of Sumner. As Anthony and Worrell jump up to cut Sumner off, they pick up Jason Papp. That's going to let Decker get a run on him going into turn number 3. 3 wide first second. Worrell shows the lead in the middle lane. He's got Anthony right behind him. Decker to his inside. Anthony Marconi, and Pap rounding out your top 5 right now. Make that 7 to go. Gautier gets shuffled out of line coming through the 1-2 complex, and they are still too wide in lockstep at the front of this piece. It's Decker on the low side, Worrell on the high side as they drag race down the super stretch side by side into turn number 3. Ryan Decker with the nose out front as they work their way through the 3-4 complex. This late into a run, you got to think that second lane is going to start to pay more and more dividends as you've now worn all of the goodie off the tires, as I once heard it referred to, meaning that that vehicle will never be the same. And in the world of drag racing, you don't mind if it's very quick, as long as it's very fast to go with it. 3 wide yet again, as we are going to be 5 to go this next time across the stripe. Decker, Worrell, Marconi. Your top 3 as they currently sit. And if you're the one adjacent Pap, you're just hoping for a good points night. You know you don't have to win it to come out of here with the points lead, but you better finish from here going forward. 5 laps to go. Decker shows the way in that Oreo cookies, Ritz crackers, number 3. Decker, Worrell, Marconi, Anthony, Wing, Pap, Sumner, and Lawless rounding out your top 7. Wing, Gautier, and Carver rounding out your top 10. Biggest movers to speak of, the one adjacent Pap is up 17 from where he started. Chris Worrell is up 13 from where he started. Marconi and Anthony both up 9. And Brandon Lawless up 10. 4 to go. Now, we've seen it the last couple of times we've been here to Talladega. Are we going to see an overtime condition? One would hope not, but things happen. So as we get into the closing laps of this one, it'll be 3 to go. This coming time across the stripe. Anthony's around. We stay green, but let's take a look at what happened to Anthony here. There he is on the high lane. Looks like it might have just been a bump draft gone wrong. He tried to get down in front of the 67 of Gautier and ran out of room. We are going to go back live here. 3 laps to go, though, as we are back live. Ryan Decker shows the way. Marconi right there with him. Chris Worrell with a nose out front. Coming through the 3-4 complex out of that Balls Carano racing camp. Paps into the wall on the backstretch. And we got one over. Looks like that might have been Jimmy Green that he got into it with. Yes, it was. Let's watch what happened to Green here as Pap gets turned by the 53 down into Green. Green shoots back up the track. And the scores are in for that triple axle that Jimmy Green just landed. 8.5, 8.2, 8.3, 1.2 from the Romanian judge. Jimmy, you got to bribe the Romanian judge more, my friend. So, guess what, folks? I believe that's going to put us into overtime. For those of you unfamiliar with the green-white checker finishes that we are about to go for, they're going to restart this race in a 2-to-go situation. They're going to take the green, race back around. The leader has to cross the start-finish line to accept the white flag before all hell breaks loose. If we can manage that, we're racing back to the checkers. If the leader does not cross the start-finish line before all hell breaks loose on this restart, then we're going to rack them, stack them, and fire it again. Marconi and Wing peeling off to go down pit road. Chu going with them. Decker, Worrell, Gautier, Sumner, and Lawless all electing to stay out. Dan Stein stays out as well. And it looks like the 36 of John Christian going to get the free pass to get one of his laps back anyways. So green-white checker finish here at Talladega in the works. Again, want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you for joining us. We do this just about every night of the week, so if you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications, as we've got racing every night of the week moving forward. So, let us know who you're pulling for. If you haven't done so already, let us know in the live chat who you're pulling for, who you're rooting for, who's your dark horse pick. I know who my picks are, but I have to stay unbiased. So let me know who you're rooting for. We'll see if we're on the same wavelengths here. Ryan Decker, Chris Worrell, Joe Gautier, Justin Sumner, Brandon Lawless, Dan Stein, Nick Wing, Greg Marconi, Mark Mcfadden, Logan Roberts, Josh Carver, Ed DeBoer, Adam McKinney, and Mike Anthony rounding out your lead lap trucks. Field worked its way off at turn number 4. Lights should be going out on the pace truck this time by. So, green-white checker attempt number 1. If the lights go out this time, that is. There go the lights on the pace truck. Let me just double check and make sure we are live, and we are. Decker, Worrell, Sumner, Gautier, Lawless, Stein, Marconi, Wing, Rhodes, and Mcfadden rounding out your top 10. Jason Papp hand grenading the engine. Jonathan Christian hand grenading an engine. Jimmy Green back out on track after going for a wild ride here tonight. Now the question is, who's going to work with who, and who's willing to work with who, and who can work with who? As you have the two of the best pushers in the league in Ryan Decker and Chris Worrell, guess what? They're on the front row. So they ain't going to be pushing nobody. Well, they're going to be pushing two things. Jack and Squat, they're racing for the win. Joe Gautier would love to get the monkey off his back this season. Justin Sumner would love to get his breakthrough win as well. As the lights are out on the Chevy Silverado Pace Truck, the official pace truck of iRacing, field working its way through the 3-4 complex. You are watching the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series, brought to you by CircleBDiecast.com, Midwest Motor Customs, Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, and Buttkicker. And every time I come to broadcast this league, I always get hungry looking at Brian Decker's trucks and cars. Pace truck drops below the mustard line. Decker has control of the field. Field working its way into the Geico restart zone for what we hope is the last time tonight. Out of the zone they go. Green flag in the air. And we are back underway for our first attempt at a green-white checker finish. Decker and Worrell side by side as they haul it off into turn number 1. Decker with the advantage of having Gautier all over his back bumper. The 94-year pole sitter Justin Sumner pushing on Worrell in that second lane. Side by side down the backstretch here at Talladega. They're 4 wide behind them. 3 wide now towards the front of this piece. That is Dan Stein with a head of steam in the third lane. The 94 of Sumner and the 6 of Worrell getting hung out to dry, as they say. Decker getting a really good shove from Joe Gautier right now, coming off of turn number 4. Worrell with a head of steam. He's going to need more help from the 94 to really make it happen, though. White flag in the air. We're racing back to the checkers. Decker and Worrell still in lockstep. The 94 of Sumner pushing the daylights out of the 6 of Worrell. Gautier giving Decker a good solid working right now as they come down the Alabama Gang super stretch here at Talladega, Alabama. Worrell, Stein, Decker, your front 3. 3 wide for the lead. Worrell's around. Decker's around. Decker's in the air. That's complete carnage. Sumner somehow evading trouble. Sumner's going to come home with the victory. Sumner takes the checker. Carver able to hang on for second. Nick Wing in third. Let's go back and take a look at what happened. They're 3 wide coming into turn number 3. We are going to go on board with the chopper. Watch the birdie, folks. Just good hard pushing. Gone wrong. And boom goes the dynamite as everybody takes a race car to the face. Good grief. And Justin Sumner escapes disaster. We are actually going to go on board with Sumner here. This is what Sumner saw. Whew. Parting of the Red Sea. As we are going to... Where is he? There he is. Now let's see if I can find him to talk to him. Why do I not see him? There he is. So we are going to reach out to the man who had the lucky rabbit's foot in his pocket at the right time, set quick time in qualifying, led a whole bunch of laps here tonight, and led when it counted coming to the checkered flag. Justin Sumner, talk us through the parting of the Red Sea there.
I have absolutely no clue how that happened. I was going to stay with Chris until the end. We kind of got suckered in the middle there, and I just wanted to stay with him as long as we could. In the corners, we were able to pull him, but on the outside line just had us. And then they said I got in touch with him. I didn't realize that I did. It's not how I wanted to end the race.
It was good hard pushing. That's all it was. There was no malice from what I could see. I looked at it from the chopper view, and I guarantee you the fans at home are going to say the exact same thing. There was no malice from what we could see. It was just good hard pushing, trying to help the man that you've been working with, and it was just a bump draft gone wrong. That's all it was.
I appreciate that, giving me the insight on it, Tony. But still, same way I would have wanted to finish it out front instead of in the mess. But was able to just keep my foot in it and save it and take off, and luckily emerge from the carnage with the checkered. But I want to thank the Circle B Diecast, Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Buttkicker, Midwest Motor Customs, and of course my teammates with the Black Car Mafia. I couldn't do it without them. Lawless, Chris, James Lowe, Marcus, all those guys that are in different teams, but were able to help me out. And I'm excited. I really am happy I got this one through.
Well, absolutely. And Justin, we're going to look forward to seeing you next week at Daytona.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So that was your race winner, Justin Sumner, and you heard it from his point of view. We are now going to reach out to the man who came home in second, and I think he's probably going to be just as shocked as everybody else is that he was able to survive that melee. Josh Carver, talk us through what you saw on that final lap.
Was that not insane? That was wild.
That is an Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series traditional finish.
Man, I don't know. I don't know how I made it through there to get second. I have no idea. I thought I had picked the right line, and the car went up above me, and I said, "Oh, I'm going to win this thing." And then all of a sudden, the 90 come up, and we doored. It was going to come down between me and the 90 because both of us had picked the line and made it through there. If we hadn't hit each other, we'd have had it. One of us.
Well, we're going back and taking a look at it right now if I can ever find the dang thing. Come on. Okay, so here we are, and we are going to go actually on board with you to see what we could see here.
Yeah, it's a crazy view.
Yeah, I mean, you're about 10 cars back when all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
And it was just that light contact, and it was like the parting of the Red Sea for both you and Justin tonight. As you know, as we're on board with you, in this view. So, just wow.
Yeah, Justin made it right through there. He did. He made it right through there.
Absolutely. But Josh, who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate this podium with your team?
I want to thank Circle B Diecast. Of course, we couldn't be doing this without that. This is an awesome series. Rowdy Energy, iRacing, iFlag, Midwest Custom Motors, and Buttkicker. I'd like to thank them as well. Most importantly, I got to thank my Red V Motorsports guys. None of this would be possible without them. We win as a team, we lose as a team. They're a good group of guys. I can't say enough about what they do for us. Jimmy, Austin, Adam, Logan, Jonathan, Ed, our spotter, Mr. Jim. He does excellent for us. That was fun. That was a lot of fun. It was crazy there at the end.
Absolutely. But, Josh, congratulations on the podium here tonight. After starting on the front row, we'll see you next week at Daytona.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So that was our second place finisher. And joining me now, a man who I've not had the privilege to talk to in quite a while, driver of the DuPont Chevy number 90, Nick Wing. We've heard it from the two guys that just nipped you going to the line. Talk us through what you saw on that final lap.
If I saw that we're going to have to push really aggressive to even stay up front, but the middle line was making their moves, and then they made it too much, and Chris ended up getting turned to my teammate Decker, and I was working with Greg that race too. So, and then the field just opened up, and I was right there. Then the 33 ended up coming right from behind it and hit me, and probably would have had that win.
Well, all things considered, you can't be too disappointed with another podium finish here at Talladega.
Nope, considering I've been DNF'd or wrecked in the last 4 races here of Superspeedways.
Okay, so that means I'm your good luck charm and I'm back, so hey, the season's looking up from here, my friend.
You wish. It might be Jeff Gordon looking down on me.
Yeah, especially with the news that they cracked earlier today. But, Nick, who do you need to thank before we let you go celebrate the podium with your team?
I'd like to thank Circle B Diecast, ROWDY Energy, iFlags, Buttkicker, and Middles Motors Customs.
All right, Nick Wing, congratulations on podium here tonight. We'll see you next week at Daytona.
Yep, you too.
So that is going to do it for us here tonight. We got another one in the books. Let me just turn that off and turn, that on. As your finishing order, we heard from Justin Sumner, Josh Carver, and Nick Wing. Ed DeBoer hanging on for 4th. Michael Anthony coming home in 5th. Dan Stein in 6th. Brandon Lawless in 7th. 8th going to Greg Marconi. Brian Chu in 9th. Mark McFadden 10th. Logan Rhodes in 11th. 12th going to Ryan Decker. Chris Worrell in 13th. Joe Gautier 14th. 15th goes to Adam McKinney. Jason Papp in 16th. Jimmy Green in 17th. 18th goes to Jonathan Christian. Rounding out your field tonight, Brian Tarnowski in 19th. Marcus Adams in 20th. John LeBombard 21st. Brad Mashburn 22nd. James Lowe 23rd. Shane Posey and Brandon Wilson rounding out your field. So that is going to do it for us here tonight. I want to thank everybody again for joining us in the live chat. Be sure to join us again Sunday, quadruple header starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time with the iFormula. Their next round is at Hungaroring. That'll be Jason Salford, myself in the booth for that one. And then Jason and I are going to be immediately jumping on the teleporter to get our backsides to Dover, Delaware for the ISNF Cup Series as they go to their next round at Dover. So for the Circle B Diecast Superspeedway Series and everybody here at ESBN, thank you for tuning in. This is Tony Trapasso reminding you as you walk down the road of life, ladies and gentlemen, please do not play in traffic. Good night, everybody.